Hi everybody, this is Todd Oltoff from toddoltoff.com coming back at you with another screencast. And this week we're going to take a look at one of the primary features in iOS 7, and especially with the iPhone 5S, and that is the Fingerprint ID. And so what I thought I'd do is a demonstration of it, how you set it up, how you get it going, so that you can use it as well if and when you get your new iPhone. Now, during the initial setup, when you set up your iPhone 5S for the first time, it does give you the option to set up your Fingerprint ID at the very beginning. But what I thought I'd do this time is show you how to do it if you decided to skip that in the setup process, or you want to go back later and add another fingerprint. I wanted to be able to show you how to do that. So on your iPhone, you come in here to Settings, and you want to scroll down to General. And then as you scroll down in General, you've got an area here that says Passcode and Fingerprint. And so you want to click on that. And then you've got to enter your passcode in order to get in here to set your security settings. So the nice thing is if you do have a passcode set up, that passcode needs to be entered before anything can be changed. That way if someone gets a hold of your phone or something like that and tries to get into it, or they somehow get it while your passcode isn't set, then they still have to use the passcode to get in. So let me just type that in real quick. Okay, and this is the passcode fingerprint screen, and you can see it's got a little bit more detail. When you require a passcode, voice dialing, allowing access to these different services when the phone's locked, erasing data, those kinds of things. And right in the middle, you can see there's fingerprints. And so if I click on that, it asks if you want to add a fingerprint so that you've got Fingerprint ID set up. So let me just click that. I'm going to add a fingerprint here. And so basically what it does, it says scan the finger or thumb that you normally use for the home button. And so the nice thing about Fingerprint ID is that you can put more than one fingerprint on there. But what we're going to do is scan a fingerprint. So I'm going to put that on there. And it goes through a process of setting it up. So you lift your finger up, put it down again, does a second part. You place your finger down there again, lift your finger, and then you place it down there again. Each time it's getting a better idea of my finger. Okay, lift my finger up, place it again, and you can see it's kind of filling in everything as I go. Okay, so now I place my finger on there, and it's mapping my thumb right now, and says success, Touch ID is ready. So basically my print now can be used to unlock the phone. So I click continue. And so now what it does is it allows me to set up how I want to use my fingerprint. I can use it for the passcode unlock. So in other words, instead of having to put my password into my phone every time I want to unlock it, all I have to do is put my fingerprint on there. So it allows me to do that on there. And I can also do it for iTunes in the App Store. So if I slide this switch on, what that allows me to do is to be able to make purchases. So what it's going to do now is ask me to sign into the iTunes Store just to make sure it is me and it's something that I want to do. So let me do my login here to make that work. Okay, and once I've got my password in there, I just click OK. And now that's set up so that now when I want to make a purchase in the App Store, all I've got to do is place my finger on there. Now you'll notice where it says fingerprints, it says finger 1 down below, and I can add a second fingerprint. And so the beauty of this is I can add multiple fingerprints if I want to, from myself, or if I want somebody else to get into my phone, like a spouse or somebody like that, you can then add another fingerprint, and then they'll be able to unlock your device as well. So it's a pretty neat feature, and works pretty well. So let me just let me go back here. I'm going to click back, and then what I'm going to do is click to the home screen here, and let me just get it so that I can I have to log back in. So let me just do that for a minute here. Okay, I'm going to turn it back on. And so now here I am at the home screen of my iPhone. Now, usually you would slide to unlock, right? But what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to put my fingerprint down. And there we go. So just by touching my finger on the device, it unlocked it for me and let me right into my phone. So the Fingerprint ID really works well. Allows you to go in and set things up. Okay, one more thing that I wanted to show you since I enabled the ability to make purchases with my fingerprint. Let's just go into the App Store here. And let's just say at the top here that I want to be able to purchase this thing at the top here, this first game. So I click it, it says buy. Click it again, and it gives me the option to either scan my fingerprint or enter a password. And so all I've got to do is I'm going to put my thumb down on there, and now it's just made the purchase. So everything's taken place, and now it's starting to download that particular game there. You can see the download going, and that's it. So you can see that with the Fingerprint ID, it really is convenient. This way you could set a Apple ID that you have that is maybe a really hard password to remember as a backup security measure, but your thumbprint then would be what you would use to make this work as you're going about entering where you would normally enter your password and stuff in those areas. So I can see this really being a great benefit already. It's been very convenient for me not to have to get into my phone and put in my password. I can just put my thumb down. It'll be interesting to see what comes out in the future with this, again, to make these types of transactions much more convenient. Let me just go back home here, and there you go. So that's all I have for this week. That's the Fingerprint ID in the iPhone 5S. Hopefully you enjoyed that and got to see how that works. I'll be back at you next week with another screencast to help you learn how to do more things with your Mac.